I would hear certain messages, my stomach would churn, or I would have like visions.
Hi, everyone. This is Elle Ballard with you today on our podcast. And I have a special guest from all the way from East Coast, Johnetta, with us today. And before we jump, hi, Johnetta.
Hi, Elle. Hi, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to join us. Yeah. And before we jump into our conversation, I want to introduce Johnetta. Johnetta Cuff is a lighthouse for humanity. She illuminates the path of self-empowerment when others cannot see their own light in their lives during times of trials and tribulations. Johnetta uses her spiritual gifts as an intuitive yoga teacher, storyteller, and writer. She loves being of service to humanity and advocates for women and children. Johnetta has been through her own traumatic events in her past, but have changed the narrative by transcending her wounds into wisdom, by doing the inner work, for continuously walking the path of self-realization and living in love. Johnetta continues to learn self-mastery by being aligned with her inner guidance and trusting it while learning to stay centered in her own peace, in her inner peace. Welcome, Johnetta. Good to see you.
It's wonderful to see you.
Yes. Well, the first question I want to ask you to kind of elaborate on my introduction of you and share with us, why did you choose to do what you do and how does it make you different from others and unique?
Okay. So, since I was a child, I've always had this inner knowing, some call it intuition. And I have these spiritual gifts to where, I would hear certain messages, my stomach would churn, or I would have like visions. And when I was a child, I didn't know what it was. People around me and, brush it off. Oh, she's a child. And as I got older, start feeling the pressure of that intuition come through, like, hey, you're different, you're unique. There's only one you. Like, yeah, there's only one Johnetta. There could be another one, right? So I always love to help people, and just having this gift to intuitively feel and know something without really knowing how I knew, that is my gift. That's my skill. That's one of my talents. And so I just was like, at a job for 6 years that I hated. And so I heard the voice like, it's time to quit, start your own business. And so I started doing events, doing things for women. And I was teaching what I needed to learn. So yeah, that's how I started. And it's been evolving ever since then. So yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I love it. You're right. There is only one Johnetta. I love that. Yeah. Each one of us is so unique. Right. And I love this question because I think it makes you go back to, who am I? What's different for me? Because everyone is so unique. And so I think if we remind ourselves that often and go back to who we truly are, that is so powerful. That makes us more powerful and, help us, gives more to humanity and others. So thank you for sharing that. I want to talk about the book. So Johnetta is one of our writers in the Recipes for Body, Mind, and Soul series 2. It's our second edition. Our first series was published last year and became an international bestseller. Recipes for Mind, Body, and Soul is our series 2. And in that book, it's just such a beautiful compilation. And Johnetta is sharing her story in that book, her recipe in that book too. Can you share with our listeners a little bit about your chapter, Johnetta, and why you chose to write what you wrote about?
Okay, so I was honored that Elle even offered the opportunity to write an anthology, and just the creativeness of writing recipes, not only food recipes, but life recipes. So I said, oh, this is great. This is a great challenge. So I wrote about, the name of the chapter is called Changing the Ingredients of Your Life. And I look at life like a recipe. I'm a culinary artist. I love to cook, right? Not officially, but it's in my blood. So I wrote how life is your master recipe because life is not a rehearsal, you know. So you have to take different ingredients that is true for you and that's right for you. Because we come into this world and we get domesticated as soon as we come out the womb. So we're peeling back layers like onions, you know, to really recognize our true selves, our authentic selves. So when things no longer work for you, evolution, you know, you have to try different ingredients, different styles of cooking. And that takes patience. It takes ingredients, skill, practice, just like you would do cooking. And it's something that's good for your mind, body, and soul. We create the life that we live. So yeah, that's what my chapter is basically about.
I love that. I love how you say life is a recipe. And I also love how you say the ingredients that we pick. Love that. Love, love, love. Because I think it's so important to realize, to recognize that ingredients that we pick, yes, they don't work for everybody. Everything does not work for everybody. Just like we spoke at the beginning, that each one of us is so unique. And so picking the right, choosing the what suits you, what's for you truly, and kind of leaving everything else, building your life story that way. And I love how you mentioned creativity, because I think, yeah, when you are walking that true path, right, your journey, you know, with creativity and the recipe, again, the analogy of a recipe, adding different ingredients, making it more creative and beautiful. Love that. So then you create the love of your dreams according to your wishes and intentions, right? I love that.
Right.
That's beautiful. And yeah, just to elaborate on that a little bit. So on the book, Recipes for Body, Mind, and Soul, the unique part about the book, there are two kind of unique parts about the book. One, of course, is the recipes. It's not only the recipes, cooking recipes. There are cooking recipes as well for the kitchen, but there are also life recipes, just like Johnetta mentioned, for life. There is recipes, you know, for relationships and things like that. So that's unique part of our book. The other unique part of the book also, it's not only recipes that we're giving you a background story to each recipe as to how that originated. And I think that makes it so much more rich, that makes it so much more beautiful and powerful, because a lot of people will resonate to that story and relate to that story. And the fact that that story started and then the recipe originated from that makes it, you know, makes it more powerful. When people cooking those recipes, they relive those stories. You know, some stories feature, you know, grandmothers as family members, some of them no longer here, you know, giving honor and just, you know, memory to that. So I think it's going to be a beautiful book. Check it out. The book is coming out April 7th, and I'm excited. And thank you, Johnetta, for choosing to be part of the book, to participate in our book. Yeah, so my next question is, what does it mean for you to be a woman of the world?
Okay, so what it means for me to be a woman of the world is passionately loving, being passionately loving to myself and others. It took me a long time to understand what self-love was, or even what love was. And I'm still learning, and that's something that has to be put into practice. And you have to do it passionately, because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to be able to receive love or give love to others. And passionately loving yourself means taking the right action towards the things that you need to do for yourself to elevate, to grow. And also just coming from the heart, living from, you know, balanced heart of mind, but you get to really be centered because you know yourself. you'll love yourself enough to go through self-discovery and just try different things. Like I said in the chapter, it's trying different things and different ingredients. And you have to love yourself enough to give you that space and room. And then loving others, serving others, loving your family, you know, and accepting people for who they are. That takes a lot of love and accepting yourself. So that's powerful for me. And that is power. You know, love is power, you know. So it conquers all. So that's what it means for me to be the woman of the world, to passionately love.
I love that. I love that. It's so powerful when we love ourselves first. When we give enough love to ourselves, we can extend love to others. And thank you for saying that. You know, it's beautiful. It's like they say, it's not beauty that's going to save the world, it's love that's going to save the world, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. My next question is, I want to ask you, Johnetta, if you could turn back the time and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to love herself. Be open to receiving, be forgiving, and learn the art of letting go or surrender. And not just painful things, but the things that you want. Set your intention, do the work, and let it go. Because holding on and being forceful, it makes you impatient. It drags it down. I believe in a higher power. So you do the work, let your higher power do the rest. You don't have to do it by yourself. And I would tell her, you're not by yourself. And to believe in yourself, you have the skills and the talents, and you're resilient. Just keep moving forward with a smile on your face and laugh at life. It's a game.
That's so beautiful. I love it. Beautiful. And yeah, and love and move forward and trust yourself in the process. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's a great question. I want to ask myself that question as well. Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Johnetta. We're going to move on to the fire rapid questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, your favorite book name is?
No Disrespect by Sister Soldier.
I'll have to check that one out. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Favorite international destination to visit?
Costa Rica.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
And things you have discovered about yourself recently?
I've discovered that I like to laugh and smile a whole lot. I don't think I allowed myself to express myself, being so self-conscious. And so I love to laugh, I love to smile, and it makes me feel good. So no, you're probably like, something else, but no, it's really like to laugh and smile when things aren't the best. You're able to process things easier and laugh at life and lick your wounds a little faster. So I love to laugh and smile.
That's
life is short and too long.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's so powerful. And it's, in some situations it's not easy. And it's at the same time, it's so simple. To smile, to release everything, right? And just smile and love. But it's such a good practice to have. And I think it's so beautiful that you have that. That shows how powerful you are. because, it's sometimes it's just not easy to write. But I think if you develop that habit or have that reminder to yourself, that's so powerful. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you for playing. This was so much fun.
Yes, thank you. I enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Johnetta, for choosing to participate in the book. And I enjoyed our conversation today, being on our podcast. Thanks for taking the time. Again, everyone, check out our book. It's coming out April 7th. Beautiful book. We're going to post also some contact information for Johnetta. Connect with her, and we will talk with you soon.
Yes, thank you, Elle, and thank you, everyone. Make sure you buy the book. Please buy the book. Bye.
Bye.